for stopping by the channel. Let's get into the shenanigans of Jersey. This is Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is season 12, episode 5. So the episode opens up and we see Bill finally get to his beach house with Jennifer. Mind you, y'all, they're having a barbecue because Teresa is staying at Jennifer's house, and they were supposed to have it at Teresa's house, but the whole squad is at Teresa's house. All the kiddies is at Teresa's house, and they was like, they didn't want to bring all of that there. So we're like, okay, cool, whatever. So everyone shows up to Jennifer's house. Y'all remember, Teresa stormed out. She was not happy about her man being in distress. Okay, she was not happy. So Jennifer comes. Mind you, I did not get why Jennifer was telling everybody where Teresa was. Like, all Jennifer had to say was like, you know, Teresa stepped out to go check on Louie. Like, she didn't have to keep telling everyone, like, Teresa blew up. I don't know why she blew up, but she blew up, and I don't know if she's coming back. So then everyone's kind of like, okay, so this is supposed to be her party. Is she like, do we got the food here? Mind you, I would have been Marge. Where the food at? As long as the food is here, she don't gotta be here. Let me eat my lobster. So then Melissa brings up the whole text message, which I feel like that's wrong too. Like, I feel like it was wrong for Jennifer to, well, I won't say wrong. It's messy. If that's supposed to be your homie, Jennifer, and you always want Dolores and Teresa to back you up, girl, you ain't had to tell them why she left or how she left. Even though I probably would do the same. And then with Melissa, it's like Teresa and Melissa are constantly asking for loyalty from one another, but they don't give it. Because if my sister texted me, or if I had a sister-in-law and she texted me like, girl, this, and this, I'm not telling the ops, which is Margaret and Jackie, about my sister being in distress. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. So Melissa brings up the text message. Jackie being, you know, because we like Jackie. She's smart. I mean, we kind of like Jackie, but we like the fact that she's smart. She brings up like, you know, Teresa told me last year, you know, if the rumors aren't true, stick up for your man. I said, you know, you got a point, Jackie. She did tell you to stick up for your man. Although I kind of feel like your man out here getting somebody. But that's not why we're here. It's not why we're here. So this is the thing. So everyone goes downstairs. They're getting food because they got it catered. Melissa, to me, started off like she ignited the fight a little bit at this. Like, she initiated it at the beginning. So they're all sitting outside eating, and Melissa says, like, I can't believe I'm here. You know, it's like a full circle moment, you know. I never thought I would be here at your home, you know, because you always coming for me, basically. And she's saying this directed towards Jennifer. Jennifer is like, no, you be coming for me. But she was like, I ain't think you'd be so offended by the things I said. Now I'm looking at Jennifer like, Jennifer, you know I love you, Jennifer. You know, you my fave on this franchise, girl. But sis, you know the things that you say cut deep. You know they cut deep. So stop with, I didn't know it would offend you. Girl, you said it to be offensive, Jennifer. What we talking about? So Frank and Dolores finally pop up. And they're talking, and Jennifer tells them about Teresa leaving again. And Dolores was like, just now? And she's like, no, early on. So then all of a sudden, as they're all sitting down, it's like this awkward pause, and then bow. We see Louie and Teresa in the car, like on their way to Jennifer's home. Louie is clearly in distress. Like, clearly he's in distress. Like Sasha Santana, they got you in distress. He's clearly in distress. Like, you can tell that they probably, like, he was probably in the parking lot or wherever production said he was at, having a full-on, like, conniption fit or a meltdown. Because he still was kind of red. And I'm like, when people who don't have color get angry, the color comes. You get my drift? So I was just like, oh, you was in the car hot. He looked like he was upset. And he was doing something. And Teresa was like, oh, there's cameras there. And this is my thing. I get Teresa wanting to protect him. I get it. But it's like, he signed up to be on the show. So if you signed up to be on this show, you have to be well aware and well equipped for what is coming your way. Like, girl, Teresa, you should have told your man the game. Like, you've been on here since season 1. We're 12 years in the game, girl. We're on season 12. Like, you should have told him what was up. And he not stupid, so he could have Googled what was up. So, miss me with that, Louis. Louis, or whatever the man name is. So then we hear Margaret talking about, like, they bring up the whole video thing. Because now everyone's like, oh my gosh, she's not here. And I'm like, okay, she not here. Eat your food and be happy you eating, Margaret. So Margaret is like, it's some weirdo shit. And they're still talking about the video. And I don't even think the video is that serious. Yes, is the video cringe? It is cringe. But like, to constantly bring it up, and we're on episode 5, it's annoying. I'm sorry. And like I said on Twitter, I like Margaret to a certain extent, but I don't want this to be her whole storyline of you digging up and digging dirt on Louis. I want to know the dirt, but like, you have to sprinkle in your own storyline. Like, we need to know, like the last storyline you had was last season was about your book. Okay, why can you talk about, like, are we going to be able to see you do like virtual tours? Because, you know, the Panasonic is happening. So I'm like, can we see you do virtual tours? Can we see you like talking at women's empowerment events? We're not seeing you do anything, Margaret, other than talk about Teresa and Louis, which makes you seem pressed. Because it's like, you not dating him, so why does it matter? You and your husband look bad to me, because it's like, every time you're talking about Teresa and Louis, and then when you do your interviews, you're like, this isn't the Teresa show, but like every episode for the past 5, but we're only 5 episodes in, we've seen you talk about Louis. That's all we've seen you do, Margaret. So it technically is the Teresa show when it comes to you, because she's always the topic of your conversation, ma'am. So they come in. Louis looked mad uncomfortable, y'all. He looks mad uncomfortable. Then you got Tracy getting on my nerves. Over there talking about, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Whispering to Melissa. I'm like, Tracy, you just got here. Shut up and eat your food, pumpkin. Shut up and eat your food. Over there. Can we talk? No, you can't speak. Just sit there. Sit there, Tracy. Okay, so like I said, Tracy need to shut up and eat her food. Okay, be quiet, Tracy. But it's Melissa, Margaret, Jackie, and Tracy. Everyone's, like I said, everyone is out on Jennifer's patio. They're all like eating and talking and whatever. And like, the 4 of them are just like talking underneath their breath, like whispering now that Teresa and Louis are there. And it's clearly awkward. It is awkward. You can tell Louis is uncomfortable. Like, the way he talks and his mannerisms, he's uncomfortable. And you can also tell that Teresa is slightly uncomfortable too, because she don't know how Louis feeling. But I was just like, girl, it is what it is. We here now. We're here. And so he sits down, like Frank and them are trying to make small talk with Louis. He's trying, but like I said, you can tell the man he not used to this type of space. Hopefully he get comfortable if they gonna stay together. So it continues. All of a sudden, like Teresa can tell it's awkward. So Teresa was like, did any of y'all got anything to say? Because she can see them all talking, like Jackie and them all talking underneath their breath. So Margaret, who ain't never scared, Margaret was like, you know, we're all talking about the video. We heard that you left in a tizzy. Then like Teresa lied with such a straight face and was like, I didn't leave in a tizzy. And Margaret was like, well, Jennifer told us you left in a tizzy. And Jennifer's kind of like, girl, you did. And Teresa's like, I didn't leave in a tizzy. I was like, oh, okay, you crazy. Teresa crazy. And so they continue. So like the conversation's going. And then Teresa's like, you keep talking about my boyfriend. When she gets that high pitch. And so now it's like Margaret versus Teresa and Louis. And honestly, I was not mad at Louis checking Teresa. He had to keep telling Teresa to be quiet or be like, let me speak, because Teresa kept like trying to overtalk him. Because he was like, do you want me to explain? I'll explain. Like, I'll address it. And Teresa's like, you don't gotta address nothing. You don't owe them nothing. That's his past. This is his present. That's his past. This is his present. I said, Teresa, shut up. And so Louis kind of gets up and he's like, calm down. Like, he's like, can we calm down? Can we talk calmly? Like, calm down. Like, calm down. Like, I want to address it. And Teresa just kept saying, you don't have to address it. And then he was like, Teresa, like, let me address it. Like, just let me address it. Like, and then he was like, okay, I'm about to leave. And they were like, no, don't leave. And he was like, if I don't leave, how is she going to learn? Like, this is not okay. And I didn't have a problem with him saying that. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, like, actions and consequences. Like, Teresa needed to be quiet. Like, the man said he would address it. You need to have enough faith in your man that, like, once he's addressed it, it's dead and it's gone. So then he's like, he tells Margaret, like, you don't intimidate me. You can't intimidate me on your best day. And I said, oh, okay, Louis. Okay, Louis. I kind of like the little kid. And I said, Louis out here getting spicy with the girls. And then Margaret was like, I'm not trying to intimidate you. And this is the thing. I don't think Margaret I do not think Margaret is trying to intimidate Louis. But I think Louis is taking it as intimidation because Margaret has this, like, air about herself. Like, we gonna get things together. And it's like, Margaret, shut up. Shut up. Like I said, I want to know the tea. I want to know the tea. Like, I want to know Louis' backstory. I don't have any problem with them, like, prying into his backstory because that's what we always do. When we see anybody on Bravo TV or any reality TV show or any celebrity with anyone, you pry into their background to get information about them. That's just what people do. So I feel like this whole thing of, like, Teresa acting like y'all shouldn't be doing that, that's a crock-a-doodle. Like, girl, you knew that was going to happen. It's happened all the time. Like, anytime somebody gets on, anytime there's a new, like, heck, it doesn't even have to be a boyfriend. It could just be a friend of the show. And people or people see somebody that they think, like, they like alpha, like, just be in the background of a party, that people will begin to, like, pry to find things. So I feel like, why are we acting like we brand new to this? Like, Teresa's acting like she's brand new, and it's like, stop it, sis. So Louis gets up and he basically says that it was called the Warrior Program. It was out in California, and he lied. He lied. Like, sis, like, y'all, he lied. Brother man lied. Because I watched the video. In the video, Louis was, like, proposing. He was apologizing to said lady. Because Louis said that he wasn't proposing. And he also said that, like, he didn't want to get married to a bad woman or something. So it sounds like Louis is, like, trying to rewrite history. Or maybe the girl, like, rescinded the proposal. But at least he said something about it. So, like, they can move on to something else. Because I think I read, like, in a People's article, or someone posted, like, a clip, like an excerpt on, like, Twitter or like Instagram about it, where it was like the owner of the program or the creator of the program was like, no, it's a Warriors program, kind of like a men's empowerment program, just like women have women empowerment program. So I was just kind of like, okay, because the video looked cringe, but he wasn't saying anything like derogatory or being like weird. It was weird. It looked like he was sunburnt to hell, and I thought the man was in a cult, to be honest. So then once Louis says this, I don't know how, Teresa gets mad and starts going off on Margaret, talking about, like, why do you care? Like, why are you being malicious? What you did to Jennifer was malicious. You meant to hurt her. And then Joe chimes in, her brother, and he's like, how you, like, because he was like, you don't think what Jennifer said about me was malicious, calling him a crook. And then Joe was like, you should be ashamed of yourself, or something, that you're still friends with Jennifer. So then everybody just starts arguing. Like, it's Jennifer versus Jackie and Margaret. Because, like, Jennifer gets in and she was like, guess what you did was malicious. Like, you exposed this thing. He was like, anytime. And and I'll give Jennifer this point, because Jennifer said, anytime I talk about the things that we have in this group, you have told them yourself. You exposed something that I have never told this group. So it's like, yeah, I give her that. Like, all of the things the things Jennifer has said about Margaret are not right. They're not. Just like the things Margaret has said about Jennifer isn't right. But like, to Jennifer's credit, Margaret has been willingly bringing that out there. So it's like, if you give people information, you allow it to be scrutinized by the public. Jennifer didn't give nobody that information about Bill's infidelity. So it's kind of like, yeah, girl, like, you did do it to be mean. And I just wish Margaret would own the fact that, yes, she did it to hurt her, with then just saying, oh, no, I didn't. Girl, you did. You did, sis. You did. So, Jennifer screams, I didn't go digging for information on Evan. You went digging on me. And then they flash back to the whole Frank thing where Jennifer called Frank. And Jennifer's like, no, my husband Bill told me that you said you knew the girl. And I didn't. She was like, I just asked, like, what she looked like. And then it continued. Like I said, the fight is continuing. We see Tiki finally shows up, kind of just like out the blue, but he finally gets there. So then Jen and Jackie are still going back and forth about, like, if she went digging for information about Evan possibly cheating on Jackie. So then Teresa is kind of trying to help Jackie out, which I'll give Teresa that, where she's like chiming in, trying to like help her. And then all of a sudden you hear Melissa talking about, like, you asked for loyalty, but you standing beside her. And then it's the whole loyalty conversation. Then all of a sudden, like, Melissa and Jennifer get into it. And Melissa stands up. She was like, she's a hater. And then Jen's like, I'm not a hater. Jennifer's like, I'm not a hater. And she's like, you started with me, so I went back and forth. And then this is when she called, she was wrong for this. Jennifer was so wrong. Because she had no right to call Joe a little bitch boy. Or she could have just said Joe got into it. But she shouldn't have called him a little bitch boy. So then everyone starts yelling. And then Jennifer's like, no. And then Melissa says, like, she's leaving. Because Jennifer's like, don't be yelling at me in my house. Like, you can leave. And so Jennifer's leaving. And that's when the grabbing happened. So I got screenshots. Y'all know I got screenshots. Jennifer did grab Melissa first. But what I will say is, to me, both of the ladies were in the wrong, but I find more fault with Melissa. And the reason why I say that is, y'all are having a heated discussion. Sis just called your man a little bitch boy. And you rushed up to her and she grabbed her, trying to like usher her out her house. And then that's when the whole, like, them pulling hands. So Jennifer did grab Melissa first. But I'm like, if I'm arguing with you and you come at me like that aggressively, and there's nothing in between us. There's no table. There's nobody between us. Like, sis, you have the right to defend yourself. I do think the situation could have been handled differently, because Melissa could have walked around the couch and left. She didn't have to, like, immediately go past Jennifer. And I also think the issue is that we know Melissa ain't gonna bust a grape, as the old people like to say. But Melissa does so much when she argues. And so does Joe. Because Joe, when they started hands on each other, Joe came up there, Dolores came up there to break them apart, Teresa looked shocked, everybody looked shocked. Bill lost points because Bill just decided to, like, leave because he was I guess he was uncomfortable or he was embarrassed. But the hands, people got the hands going everywhere. But let's talk about this whole Instagram thing. Y'all, Melissa started, and this is the thing I have an issue with Melissa, Margaret, and Jackie, is y'all start with Jennifer, and then when Jennifer comes back at you, she's disgusting, she's horrible, she's this and she's that. But it's like, then don't start with her. Because y'all, for real, this is what started off first. Melissa started. Melissa says this: tonight, Hashtag RHONJ reunion. I've been reading all of your comments and I know how much you love this season. Believe me, we are on them for it being such a short one. We hear you. Notice I posted everyone except for this person who I feel is truly happy when family and friends are divided. I've been on this show a long time and she said I know fake and conniving when I see it. When you don't come for someone at all and they constantly trying to put you down and trying to cause rift in your relationship, that's a huge red flag. Envy, baby. They might want to try to be the fun, tipsy one like you, but they fail and just look sloppy. Lots of skeletons in the closet over there. I'm nice until I'm not. Pay attention, everyone. You will see. I love you all. Thank you for your support always. So then Jennifer responded. Jennifer says, take a good look at what unbothered looks like. I'm on a show because of me, not because of my sister-in-law. Clock! Sister-in-law. Or my more entertaining husband. My husband is a class act who respects women and who would never stoop low for cameras. I guess people envy what they don't have. I share real and authentic stories, not fake, made up ones, and I see that some people are threatened by that. You can take your sloppy comments and run with it all you want. Hold on to it for dear life. You got nothing else. Your group is infested with a snake and snake that talks behind your back, and you're just salty and boring to boot. So she says, so careful with that reach. You're going to pull a muscle. Hashtag, the whole thing. So then Melissa comments back, y'all, because it was a tit for tat. Melissa comments back, says, yeah, this is getting old. What was expecting this? You've been saying the same shit since you got on. Got anything new? I think you're the one that's used to everyone using everyone around you for a storyline. Let's be real. Your whole family. Nothing is ever about you. Got anything new? Not trashy, classy, and still going strong. A lot harder in the Housewives world than being a hot mess. Get it? It's been 11 years for me. Kiss my ass. So then this is when the whole cricket comment come back, because this is what Jennifer responded back. She at Melissa. She said, wow, you really are stupid. You only got on because of Teresa, and that kills you. The audience has learned more about me in 3 years than they have ever of your measly 11. You're fake, baby, and You're fake, baby, your sister that never was, and oh wait, divorce, yeah, right. All they see is your self-absorbed, obsessed, envious behavior. I am my family and I share it more than you'll ever have the guts to. Go embarrass your daughter some more, cause you and your crooked family got nothing else. Girl, bye. And then Jennifer posted this article where it says, FYI, it was an article that says, RHO Melissa Gorga caught selling fake Chanel bags in Envy Boutique. And she was like, fake is and fake does. And then Joe got into it. Joe got when on the first one I talked about where Melissa started, Joe says, you tell them babies, haters are gonna hate. So I'm like, can we stop? That is my only thing I don't like. Y'all know I love me some Jennifer. And I know Jennifer is wrong. Like, I definitely think she is wrong for putting her hands on Melissa. And I get like you were trying to defend yourself. But girl, we too old. We are too old. If I had it for Monique when she did it, then I gotta have it for you. Especially when I had it for Portia and them. So you shouldn't have did that. But I want this narrative that Jennifer just be going out of her way to like sting people when like, no, y'all start with her and y'all just can't handle the reaction of her clap back. If you can't handle the clap back, then stop it. Stop coming at her. So, they get the swinging. You got Melissa, like, they're back at the fight. Melissa talking about, don't you ever put your hands on me. So then Jackie's like, she don't want to be friends with Jennifer no more. And she said it out loud. And I was like, Jackie, that wasn't needed. Just pick up your shit and go, lady. Go. So then Jen's like, you don't want to be my friend no more? Okay, cool. Dolores is my real friend. You tried to get back at me. And so then that's when Jennifer says, you told Dolores that you were my husband shouldn't have put his dick in somebody else. And then Jackie's comeback was like, but he did, girl. And I said, ooh, Jackie, don't be, and that's the thing, y'all be coming at Jennifer, and I'm not mad at it, but don't be mad when she get in your neck, when she come at your neck. So Dolores is in her green screen, and she's like, Jennifer does things to piss people off, but right now she's hurt, and all of y'all are coming at her, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look. So, you know, Bill leaves. He looked embarrassed, although I laughed when he was laughing when his wife was getting them together. So Jen and Teresa talk. Melissa is talking about how disgusting, and they throw calling each other a pig around so like much. I guess it's like the equivalent to when black people call other people like heifers, you dirty heifer. Cause they were calling you disgusting, a pig. They say it so much, and I'd be like, bitch, I would be offended. Not gonna lie, I would. So Frank, Dolores, Teresa, Bill, and Louie and Jennifer are staying at, like, you know, they're all still waiting behind. Dolores is trying to be there, finally. And then the rest of the crew is in the car. They talking trash. Tracy need to shut up. Because Tracy, no. Shut up, Tracy. Shut up. Tracy just keeps interjecting. And it's like, Tracy, don't nobody care what you got to say. We don't care. We don't care. You didn't want to be honest about being a mistress. We don't care what you have to say, Tracy. We don't. So then Frank is like, this is crazy. So it's the next morning. So we see everybody talking to their menses. And so you got Frank and Dolores. Frank and Dolores are low-key on Jennifer's side because Dolores is like, she charged her. And Frank was like, yeah, you charged me. I'm like, it's over. It's over. Then you have Melissa and Joe basically saying that Bill is checked out of his marriage. He can't stand Jennifer. Like, they feel sorry for Bill, which I'm like, y'all are gross. Y'all are gross. Then you got Bill and Jennifer. Jennifer's like, tells Bill, like, you left me alone. Like, everyone was coming at me and you didn't say anything. And Bill was like, what you want me to do, to fight him? Bill's like, I don't fight. Bill's like, these hands is how I makes my money. I'm not about to bruise these hands fighting that big Neanderthal. No, ma'am. So then you got Evan and Jackie talking. Evan is trying to Jackie's trying to explain her comment about like Bill not supposed to stick in his penis to somebody else. And she was like, it was more for Jennifer, but she was like, she's done with Jennifer. And I'm just like, okay, Jackie, if you're done with her, shut up about it. Be done and don't bring her up no more. So then we see Margaret and Joe talking, and they're talking about how Louis lied about like what he said in the video, which he did. And then we see Tiki and Tracy talking. Tracy with her slick comment basically saying that like when Louis said, you know, if I don't leave, how is she going to learn? She's like, that's what you do with dogs. I said, no, you can train a person like you train a dog. You really can. There's actions and consequences to everything. If I leave, you know not to do that no more. So shut up, Tracy. I don't like her no more. I do not like Tracy. She like a gnat just talking. So then we see Tracy and Louis together, and Tracy, no, not Tracy. We see Teresa and Louis just tired of having a conversation. So Melissa is having like a pink party. They not inviting Jennifer because, you know, they got into that the hand fumble, the fumbling of hands. And, they talk about loyalty. It's the next morning. Everyone that's is sitting down at the breakfast table. They're talking about loyalty. They're like, if Teresa really cared about her relationship with Joe and Melissa, she wouldn't be at Jennifer's home. And I'm like, okay, girl, boom, bye. Teresa wants Jennifer and Melissa to work it out. Like, she wants them, because Teresa likes Jennifer, so she wants them to work it out. And she's like, Melissa's my sister-in-law, so she wants peace. At Jennifer's house, it's like, you know, they're talking about the same thing. And Jennifer's like, she charged me. So what's up? And I was like, And Bill just being quiet. We later on see everybody that's at Melissa's house do like, you know, they're in the pool, they're doing a sex game. I'm over Melissa and Joe talking about sex. Like, on some real, like, at first, you know, it was cute, it was cheeky, but after a while, it's annoying. It's annoying and it's childish. It's like every now and then you sprinkle in, you know, a little bit of like what y'all be doing, the whole role playing thing. But like to constantly bring it up, it's like it's immature and it's gross. And neither one of y'all are like favorable. Ugh. And Melissa and Joe swear they swear they Latin. They want to be Puerto Rican so bad. Melissa want to be J-Lo so bad. I can't believe she said that man look like Pitbull. That man don't look nothing like Pitbull. So it's the pink party. It's cute. Everyone in there different. Although Melissa's outfit was ugly. Like, you're hosting the party. You should be the pinkest person there. And she had on a black top and with a pink and black skirt. It was ugly. But the party's going. Margaret thinks Louis was being aggressive to her the night before. We get that from Melissa. And I was like, no, he wasn't. Just because he said he wasn't intimidated by you, I don't think he was being aggressive. Like, Margaret's trying to make something out of nothing. So, like I said, Jim wasn't invited. Tracy's still talking. Shut up, Tracy. And next thing you know, we see, as the party's going, we see everyone there, like I said, except Jen. We got Dolores, Jackie, Margaret, and Melissa sitting at the table. And basically, Dolores said, you charged at her, I would have popped you. I said, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Dolores. So then Melissa was like, I only stood up because I wanted her to hear me. When I feel like I can't be heard, I get closer to people. Not in that type of argument, Melissa. Stay in your seat. And you done that before. So has Joe. There's too many incidences when when Danielle was still on that one season when Danielle came back 2 seasons. When Danielle came back that one season when they were like overseas, when Margaret and Danielle really got into it before Margaret doused Danielle with the water. Jennifer and Melissa were arguing, and Melissa directly got in that lady's face. And I'm like, you keep charging people, but people haven't popped you yet. You don't charge people in an argument. Like, stay in your seat and argue. And then for Margaret to be like, she's so disgusting. When I'm like, you poured a whole bottle of water on someone and then was in your feelings when she tugged on your ponytail. And you lucky she just tugged on your ponytail and didn't like grab the back of your head and threw you to the ground. So I'm just kind of like hypocrisy. Margaret's always calling people hypocrites, but sis, you're a hypocrite too. Like, y'all all have kind of crossed the line with each other. The only people who haven't, I would say, would be Jackie. Like, Jackie has not put her hands on nobody. She hasn't done any of that. We've seen Dolores get in people's faces. Before the whole episode with Jackie, we've seen Melissa do it, we've seen Margaret do it, and we definitely seen Teresa do it, and now we've seen Jennifer do it. So none of y'all are really like clean in any of this. So then Dolores and Jackie are going back and forth about the whole comment. And it was weird because Jackie is still trying to like prove this point that she's like a better friend to Jennifer. When I'm like, you just told Jennifer you didn't want to be friends with her. So what is it, girl? You want to be friends with her or you don't want to be friends with her? Because if you didn't want to be friends with her, you wouldn't be trying to defend yourself to Dolores or try to get clarity and understanding about why she told Jennifer what you said. That's stupid. So Dolores finally said, y'all be ganging up on her. And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all do. And then Tracy, shut up, wants to say that Jennifer should have apologized. Tracy, you ain't even been here for 1 minute. Shut up, Tracy. Hush. So next thing you know, we see Louis and Teresa and Joe in the kitchen talking. And basically, Louis was like, Jennifer feels bad. Joe thinks Jennifer is an evil person, a horrible person. He's upset that like she called him crooked, which we have evidence of you being crooked. Okay? That's what I'm not understanding. That's not what I'm understanding, Joseph. We have evidence of you being out here being crooked. Okay? We have evidence that you ain't paid people. We have evidence that you steal other contractors' work and try to use it as your own. So what we talking about, Joseph? No. Okay. So then Teresa's like, I wouldn't hang out with her if I thought she was evil. And then Teresa's like, but y'all still hang out with Margaret, and Margaret's been talking mad trash about my man. So then they start to arguing. Tracy likes to interject again. So I say, Tracy, shut up. Tracy interjects talking about, like, you need to be there for your family. I would never be friends with someone who called my brother a little bitch boy. And I'm like, but he is. She shouldn't have said it. Jennifer's wrong for that. But Joe is. Okay? Saying, like, just, I cannot. So then Teresa gets upset and she's like, I hate arguing with my family. And then she pieces out. She walks out. So that's where it ended, with Teresa storming out. So far, I'm enjoying this season. We're only 5 episodes in, and it's hot. I will say, though, I don't like them trying to ice out Jennifer. I've never liked that. Yeah, I've never liked when housewives try to ice out other housewives. Even though I don't like Tick Tick Boom Boom Bird Lady, who's no longer a part of Potomac, I didn't like the way the women, like, tried to ice her out. I wanted it to, like, flow naturally. I understood why Candace didn't want to film with her. I wouldn't want to film with her. But for the other ladies, I thought that was a bit much. Because I wanted to see, like, the natural progression of the group. And maybe that was the natural progression of the group. I mean, true. Like, if you don't want to film with nobody, you don't really want to film with nobody. So I get it. Disregard that. I get it. Because I wouldn't want to film with nobody either. That crazy. But you can tell that that's what they're trying to do with Jennifer. They're trying to ice out Jennifer, but I feel like they don't understand that. Like, you're icing out somebody who is integral to the mixture of what y'all got, in all honesty. Like, let's call a spade a spade. If Teresa were to leave the show, in my opinion, I think they would get rid of everybody except for Margaret and Jennifer, because nobody else can give us anything. Melissa and Joe haven't had a good storyline in, like, seasons. The last good storyline they had is when we saw Joe try to fight Joe Giudice when Kathy and them was still around. And then Melissa trying to, like, hit them while they fighting. When they were trying to go on this retreat and build as a family again. So it's like they haven't gotten anything. The fake baby storyline. And that's the other thing. They are good for dramatics and theatrics. The Gorgas are good for that. But the issues with the Gorgas is they don't fully commit to it. And you can tell that it's fake. Like, I don't mind you giving me dramatics and theatrics and being fake, but commit to the fakeness. The whole long lost sister thing to me was not believable, because I'm like, we did not actively see you searching for that girl. We saw you talking to a medium, and that was it. So that was a mess. Then you have Dolores. Dolores is cute and all, but Dolores is attached to Teresa. So if Teresa were to leave, we don't have no need for Dolores. Just like if you get rid of Melissa and Joe, we have no need for Melissa and Joe if you get rid of Dolores. Because Dolores is their childhood family friend. Then you got Jackie. Jackie is cute and all too. And we like that she's an intellectual girl and she be getting the girls together. But Jackie is replaceable. Her eating disorder story is very important. But once that chapter is closed, there's nothing more for us to get from Jackie. And I don't think they understand by trying to ice Jennifer out, y'all don't really have anything. I've seen several interviews where Jackie and Margaret keep saying that this isn't the Teresa show. But for the past 5 episodes, all y'all have done is either talked about Teresa or Jennifer. It's been Teresa or Jennifer. We've rarely got a... I don't know. I'll give Jackie that. I will give Jackie and Dolores that. We know we got stuff from Dolores about David, and we got stuff from Jackie about the eating disorder. But Melissa and Margaret have only been talking about Teresa and Louie. And especially Margaret. So for Margaret to be in her interviews like, this is not the Teresa show, it's not, but it is when that's all you're talking about. And to a certain extent, I like Pigtails. I like her, but she's not giving us anything. Last season, it was interesting to hear her stories about what she dealt with her mom, how she came up in business and being a part of the industry that she's a part of. Other than that, we have not heard anything about that book. I was like, how come we haven't seen you do like what's it called? Like not, I don't want to say meetings. What is it called? Like host events like virtually, because the panini's still going on, or had discussions with like talked at conferences like for women's empowerment, because that's what your book is supposed to be about. So I'm just like, y'all are making this their show because that's all y'all talking about. Okay, but yeah, y'all, that's all I got to say. That's it. That's all. Remember to be bravely authentic. Drop down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Do y'all think Jennifer was wrong, or do y'all think Melissa was wrong? To me, I think blame, again, like I said, is on both parts. Melissa shouldn't have went up on, like, shouldn't have aggressively walked towards the lady during a heated argument. But Jennifer didn't have to grab the sis and be like, get out my house. So yeah, y'all, bye.